1.
Okay, welcome to the Templeton Board of Health. It is Monday, April 22nd, Earth Day at 7 o'clock. Let's start with the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Need to review the minutes from March. I've done that. Any questions, concerns?
Nope.
It looked good to me. I'll make a motion to accept the minutes.
I'll second it.
Thank you. I am in favor as well. So motion to accept the minutes from March 25th. And Lori, an update on communicable disease report.
So when looking at the dashboard, I haven't had any reports on any other communicable diseases, so we're pretty good at the moment. Templeton had 42 molecular tests for COVID in the past 2 weeks. 2 were positive. We have less than 5 positive cases in Templeton that have been reported, so I think we're good. I'm not getting any phone calls or anything. So we'll take that as a win.
Yes, I've heard more people having the neurovirus than anything
Yeah,
else lately,
yeah,
so,
but I haven't
yeah.
gotten reports on that either. And usually
Yeah.
Epi is pretty good when
Yeah.
it's communicable.
Yeah,
They give us a buzz, so.
right. That is excellent. All right, and then we have a request for placement of a temporary trailer at 1 Carruth during rehab, which would be for less than 6 months.
Yes, so the Board of Health are allowed to permit for things like that for not more than 6 months for a temporary trailer. What's happening is the gentleman who's buying the property, and I believe it closed last week. He doesn't live around here. He
Okay.
does antique home restoration, and I totally forgot to bring his name with me. He's done it before. He's done houses in Winchendon and other places. I Googled him and couldn't find any complaints or anything against him. I am looking through my old documents because we've never done this as a board. I know we have the authority to do it, and it's not a permanent situation. It's just to rehab the house and,
Is it like a double wide? I mean, what kind of trailer?
you
Just
know,
Job trailer.
like
a job trailer.
a job,
Upside trailer.
Okay, okay.
So
basically.
he's a place to work and answer phones and
Okay.
draw
And
and do
do
whatever
what
he
he
needs
needs
to
to
So
do.
you're not gonna be living in the trailer.
I'm not saying that he wouldn't stay
Wouldn't
there overnight
sometimes, but
during the
it's,
week or
okay,
whatever,
but-
so
all right.
it'll have everything that it needs in
Needs.
it.
Facilities, whatnot.
I need to find the paperwork to fill out and allow it if you vote to allow him to do it. I can't see any reason for him not to. We do it through the building inspector, like when a house gets damaged in an accident or something
Right.
like that. It's the same basic concept. And it would be nice to have another house not empty. So
Yep.
it's my opinion that I think we should allow it. Give him an expiration date of 6 months.
Because I would say that is 6 months with review, because if it takes him a year, if he's
No,
doing
that's
extensive
what I'm
work,
gonna
Okay.
ask you
I
to
would
do
give him,
that.
I would not want him to have to think that he's under the gun that it's renewable, or well, I guess our
Look at it
guidelines, our
again.
guidelines would be 6 months. That's what we're allowed to do. And after 6 months, if he needs another 4 months or whatever he needs to finish up his project,
Look at it at that.
look
point
at
in
it at
time.
that point and revisit it. And
And-
if everything's
and
going well, there's no
Maybe
reason.
do a site visit
Right,
Yeah.
yeah,
at that point in time if he asks for a extension.
yeah. I mean,
That
just
makes sense.
because he might say it's only gonna take him 6 months, and we all know how that goes.
Right.
So,
I've seen it. Yes, definitely.
Unfortunately, it
And-
doesn't always
and
work
it
out.
is a very old house. It's a beautiful house, but it's very old.
Where is
right,
it?
you could find all kinds of problems and whatnot.
So if you go down Brooks Village Road
Yeah,
and you've got that weird intersection with Queen Lake Road,
yeah,
Carruth, it's the house on the corner
okay,
just after you cross the intersection on the right. It's the old white
okay. We just
I don't
drove
even know
down
what
there,
type,
so I'm like,
federal
yeah.
style house. But I think getting another house with occupants is a goal.
Yes.
So, so I need
A motion?
a motion with the information that you just talked about, and then it'll be my job to find the paperwork and get you to sign it.
I'll make a motion.
For 6 months with a review and a site visit.
Yep, and then renew with the renewable if needed, or, yeah.
Okay.
Cause I'm sure if he gets into an old house, he doesn't exactly know what
Yeah,
he's
and
getting
that house
into.
needs a lot of work.
So I would hate to, handcuff him by saying you've got 6 months and then you've got to, so
Okay,
I just don't think that's right, especially when he's taking over this project.
okay.
It's my
I
opinion
don't
on it.
disagree.
I will see Blair second it, and I agree. So all in favor. Awesome. Yay. All right, an update on the ACO/fire inspectors.
I'm letting you know that everything that you guys did at your last meeting, I typed up all the paperwork. It was all notarized, sent to the state. The state confirmed they received it and that it was all in order and that they'd be sending the paper, the actual licenses out for them. So that was good. I also wanted to update you because I know you guys, all of the pigs on North Main Street are gone.
Oh.
So, that ended well. Um,
Anything else on that subject?
No, it just kind of corresponded with animal control, so it happened.
Okay, good. Right, today is Earth Day, the Earth Day.
Tell him what you
update.
did.
What'd you do today? other
Take
than working
credit,
your
take
yard?
credit.
Well, I can't take all the credit because we had so much interdepartmental cooperation that it happened beautifully. So we had our DPW had a front end loader at 25 Central and 2 employees to help us. We had water department employees, light department employees. They brought a front, it's an excavator. It
Yeah.
has the front end and it had the
Backhoe.
backhoe part of it. And Julie Richard was with us the entire day. And if you go by there, you will be stunned.
Looks
I
great.
think we'll have to drive by there.
Yeah.
We also,
looks
we,
great.
we
Oh,
did,
nice.
we didn't have a lot of, we did have citizen participation too. And we just kept going on the site while we were there and we absolutely filled a 30-yard dumpster. We found
I can only.
siding and we kept all the metal in a separate pile.
Mhm.
All the tires are on the inside now. The banking is completely clean down to the river.
Nice.
They did a marvelous job.
Well,
It
thank
was
you to everybody
incredibly
who
helpful.
participated in all the-
We had TCTV participating. They
Nice.
brought bags of trash. They cleaned up on Pill Factory Road. We had Bob May over on Shady Lane, 9 bags of trash. I'm going to say this on the record, nip bottles.
Oh, yes, they're everywhere.
I
Oh.
really didn't know that, but
Oh, we can go out in the spring, especially when we go out to clean our yard, there'll be 40 of them in our front yard, and they're not ours.
we still have,
I know they're not mine.
No, they're not yours.
You get the whole bottle, is that it?
No, yeah, right.
We still have green biodegradable bags if anybody wants some, and I mean, if you still wanna pick up on your street or anywhere else, I'm willing to help get rid of it. But yes, 25 Central Street looks
Wow.
amazing.
I can't.
It sure does.
Definitely take a ride over there.
Yep.
Well, thank you all, everybody who participated.
Yeah,
That's
it
awesome.
was good.
It's great.
It was good. I'm tired.
And tiring, and that explains the hands, Lori, why you have Band-Aids on.
It was good tonight.
Oh, My chairman's report, just to say that Laura and I went to the Mass Association of Health Boards, the training. It was one of the, I'm gonna say this on loud, it was the best one I've been to.
Excellent.
I was very impressed.
Good.
We did a lot of, just housekeeping things, talking about different conflict of interest, the different open meeting laws, public records. Some auditor things, and then, just local updates. Talked about staff, liability protection, that kind of stuff. And then they did have a discussion about the Pilgrim Plymouth nuclear waste strategies and updates. And things coming down the road with that. And then probably what we thought was the most fascinating is, I'm gonna pass it over to Laura, because she was just like, what? So,
Green burials.
Oh, you don't know about
Oh,
I
we
green
do.
know
burials?
about them,
but-
but I didn't really like,
the authority
Like
that
the
the Board of
authority
Health
that the
has.
Board of
for
Health
green
has.
burials.
it was just very fascinating and just,
It's still
to be buried
difficult.
in
I was-
your own
yeah.
yard and
It's
Say
still
grandma's buried
difficult to
there.
be able to do it.
Well, do you know back in the day,
composting like
They used-
bodies. Like
Yes,
like,
that's exactly what
people
it
used to
is.
put olive pits in their pockets when they were buried so that the tree
Tree would
would sprout.
grow and
Oh,
use them. Yep.
Just crazy, but it
well,
was.
that's, it's not new
It's not-
technology.
it's not
It
new,
is not.
But it just was the fact that they're talking about it. And saying-
Yeah.
And all like, we just laughed because the time you found the headstone in somebody's yard,
Mhm.
and it is not. Legally, you don't have to ever put it in your deed that anybody's buried in
Then
your
they were
lawn,
saying that you
but they
should.
said it's something that you should consider doing. And then,
Well, you don't want them digging for a
well, 'cause
pool
you
and.
can
Yeah.
dig a pool, and all of a
Pool.
sudden, it's like, it is not pet cemetery, it is
Right,
human
Right,
remains.
you found.
How not
Yeah.
horrible, but how people are gonna go, what the heck happened here? We
Right,
don't know. So there was just talking about how to make that part of it, and if it's something that's a person or an individual really wants to have done when they pass, that they should really have that before, because you have to have your soil tested and
you do.
And
So
plus
it was
you have to
just-
give
it's
them like an answer
complicated.
in like
Yeah.
24 hours.
24 hours, because the
Because,
body
like the
starts
body's
to decompose in
decomposing, right?
24
So
hours.
it's like,
You have to plan ahead.
yeah,
Very much have
just to
plan
make sure
ahead.
You
that
have
like
to-
And I-
the soil.
I
can
don't want that. I don't want
decompose
anybody
the
to
body,
go,
like it's just very,
so.
she's
yeah.
very fascinating.
It was it just was an interesting subject, but nothing.
I'm going to tell you, it's an act of Congress to
Yes,
move a
yes, well,
body,
that's-
Move it, yeah,
never mind
right. So,
have a green burial.
yeah,
So,
and that
But
there
there's
are
a
more and
meeting
more-
on Thursday about it, and I was like,
Are you
going? I kind of want
Laura
to, but
wants to go. It's in May, isn't it?
yeah, in May, on a Thursday in May, but I'm just like, I kind of want to go, like.
Nobody knows about it. You don't really need a permit.
Strangely, that's how it was years ago, but yeah.
it was.
Yeah.
It
And you
was.
just- I mean, and think about it, my grandfather, who would be 100 and something these days, and he couldn't have his wake in his living room because
Things
was-
changed,
things
yeah.
have changed so much,
Yeah.
so. He didn't even want to be buried in the yard, he just wanted to have his wake in front of where the TV sat.
Oh, my goodness.
He's like, I know I can't, but that would be fun, so.
I don't disagree with green burials.
Yeah,
It's
was-
just so much red tape and paperwork
And
and,
they did touch
and
a
it
little
does
bit,
take a long
yeah.
time for it to
So,
happen. So
just to say,
plan
be
ahead if
aware,
you think
wanna
about it.
think about that, you've got to plan ahead. But also that they are having more and more areas in cemeteries that are for green burials.
yes,
So.
which
this
is
was
easier because
much
it's a
easier.
designated area.
You don't have to, I
So.
mean, the soil's been tested, I hope, I don't know,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
that was interesting. So that would be our report. Anything from you, Earl? You want to talk about? No, he can't top that one.
Actually, Earl did have a question about Holman Street. And they between the planning board and the select board, they did some wording changes to the zoning bylaws that's going to the town meeting, the
us,
warrant,
Yeah.
and it just tightens it up a little bit. But I think we need to look at it more,
Is that
but
the old?
for any business that wants
Any
to come in town that does, I can't say the word. It's the plastics, the reusable plastics and the processing of them. and
Oh, okay.
anyway, I'm gonna bring it to the next meeting
Okay,
so that you guys can take a peek at what it really is and any input that you may want to give. There's still time for the future if we have a different opinion. There are none in Massachusetts right now, which doesn't make it easier. But I was talking to someone and they said to look at Michigan and Minnesota, and maybe I'd be able to get some more information with regard to how they permit them or don't permit them.
this like, if this is the recycling thing.
Yes.
Yes,
I
Because
quick-
it's a
I-
commercial.
right. So just
Is that
something,
commercial anyways?
it is,
It is,
It-
okay.
it is,
But they spend ridiculous amounts of money on cleaning up the super site to realize years later that the pollution was coming from the west to east,
Yeah,
and that what they had done. If you, I live there, so if
Yeah.
you knew what went on there and you watched these people and what they did, no reference, didn't
yeah.
make any sense. And
you mean the cleanup that happened years ago?
Yeah.
Like 2007
Yes.
but, I mean, it made
or before?
zero sense, as in,
Well, there's some that wasn't cleaned up too.
right, oh yeah, this,
Still,
but as far as the yards
it's linked-
go, like our
chain
yard,
fixed. Yeah,
you could, if they did it by based on percentages,
I know they hauled away a lot of soil and removed a lot of vegetation
right?
and brought a lot of new soil
Really?
in. But I don't know
It was, what it was, this has happened to us because we had a section of yard, they took down a huge tree. We didn't care, but it was explained to me, and don't quote me on this, but this was from the EPA, was saying they have to remove a certain percentage of contaminated soil or a certain percentage area. Whether it was contaminated or not, they still have to remove a percentage.
Yeah, like at the
Okay.
margin.
So to get it right.
Yeah.
So they were removing stuff that wasn't contaminated because for whatever reason, they couldn't get to the part that was without ripping up a driveway or moving utility poles or whatever it was, they could.
okay,
So they would remove parts of the yards that didn't need to be removed and bring in new soil so that they met their percentage wise,
okay.
which was kind of silly.
I know that we do have, and I'm talking boxes of the reports from when they did it. I'm not going to tell you that I am an expert in any of that and would understand it if I read it. But I know we do have them,
Yeah.
so.
And they were super nice and they were super good about stuff. And then they said that the site itself was clean.
The site itself wasn't clean?
No,
They never take anything out of it. They
there.
cleaned around the surrounding neighborhood and our
Right.
neighbors on either side
they-
looked to
they
be over
took care of the
100.
Residences,
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
didn't
Didn't touch the site. So the super site is still contaminated.
yes. I,
So there's the
the
silliness.
DEP signs are still up and
Yeah.
the,
Oh yeah, this morning hazardous right
Yeah,
in my
the
neighborhood.
chain link fences are still up
Oh, yeah.
where that
Oh,
is
okay.
the case. So, but yeah, so we'll look into it a little bit more. And I'll bring some information to the next meeting about it. Actually, I'll send you information prior and you can
okay.
look at it. I am not a scientist by any means, but we can look at it.
And somebody is in the process of trying to buy this, or they're,
Well, somebody
somebody
bought it
already?
and we don't have any plans in front of us or anything, but it doesn't mean that it's not going to happen. Aaron, are you watching for comments too?
Yes, we
Okay.
do not have any comments yet.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I don't think we will, but I wanted to make sure.
I mean, I'm not sure that rumor mill is just churning about what's going to go on over there.
I know that, and but we still have nothing in front of us and it's not going to be, I just don't know how to answer questions when we don't have anything in front of us. But it was purchased. I believe it's also for sale.
Oh, okay, it was purchased and it's for sale.
So I just don't know any answers to that. So, but we'll look at the rest of it and try and get a step ahead.
It's good. May 27th, next meeting?
Sure. I think so.
Memorial Day.
Is that
Oh, is
not
it
Memorial Day?
Yeah.
That's why I'm
Then
like,
no.
no.
Okay.
Let's make sure.
I'll look
That
at,
is Memorial Day, yep.
let me look at other dates and get back to you guys on that,
Okay,
because I gotta look for free.
motion to adjourn.
I was gonna say, yeah, I know the week before I have a meeting in the evening, so, and
Okay.
that's also voting day. So I don't know about that.
Yeah, it makes a difference. It
Okay.
does.
So our next meeting will be determined.
To be determined.
I will second your motion.
And motion by Earl, seconded by Laura, and I will adjourn. It is 7:00.